sir.
Good afternoon. Please sit down. Your name, please?
So my name is Mayank Madhav.
Okay, Mr. Mayank. So, congrats. First attempt, you have cleared the mains. Very
Thank you, sir.
nice. Please tell us something about yourself.
So my name is Mayank Madhav. I come from Sitamarhi in Bihar. I was born and brought up there. I did my schooling from there itself. Then, sir, I did my bachelor's and master's from IIT Kharagpur in civil engineering, sir, and master's in transportation engineering, sir. After that, sir, for 1 year I worked in a private firm, sir, in the marketing department, sir. In 2021, sir, I left the job. After that, I have been preparing for the civil services, sir.
Very nice. So, you come from Bihar.
Yes, sir.
Tell us a few things about the culture of Bihar, please.
Sorry, sir.
Culture of Bihar. Tell us few things about culture of Bihar.
Sir, by culture, if I talk about the society, there is a lot of positives that one can see right from the diversity in language that Bihar has. Apart from that, sir, cuisine of Bihar is also very famous. There are multiple areas from where you can taste different cuisines, sir. The folks of Bihar is also very good, sir. Apart from that, sir, some evils also exist in the society, like especially the caste politics dominate a lot. So some of these things exist, sir.
Okay, anthropology is your subject.
Yes, sir.
Now tell me, why are people all different physically?
Sir, diversity among people physically basically comes from the DNA that they have. And over the time there are mutations that happen in the genes, and mutations happen due to multiple reasons, sir. And generally why they happen is not...
Which reasons?
So the reasons are not very specific. Sometimes it can happen through radio activity as well, sir. It can happen through environmental phenomena.
In the good old days, where was the radioactivity? This must be a new phenomenon, isn't it?
Yes, sir. There are multiple factors, sir. Especially if we are living in an environment, random mutations happen, sir. There is no specific detail on why it happens, sir. Random genetic mutations happen, and over time, sir, they accumulate and create different features in human beings, sir.
Okay, so how many groups of people are there with, physical features wise, if we kind of classify them, how many groups will be there in the world?
Sir, broadly it would be Caucasoid, then there is Negroid, sir, there is also Mongoloid. These three, sir, are major groups, sir, that are there racially, sir. Then there are multiple subgroups due to racial crossing that happens between the different groups, sir.
Okay, now you have a lot to do with the media, as we have seen, you are a reporter also.
Yes, sir.
Now these days, India is full of fake news.
Yes, sir.
And biased news, both.
Yes, sir.
You agree it is there very
Yes,
much?
sir, I do agree.
Okay. What should be done to control it?
Sir, for fake news, first of all, we need to understand from where they come. With the proliferation of internet, everyone has become a reporter with a social media and a internet in their hands.
No, it's taken as a fact. You don't have to check from where it
Yes,
comes.
sir.
I'm asking you what should be done about it. It's a fact. You have considered that it is there.
Yes, sir.
So let's not go into reason as to why it is there. Tell me how to check it.
Sir, since it mostly spreads through social media, so we need to ensure social media is checked in that sense, sir. It can be checked through Facebook. In initial times, sir, it introduced one of its fact checkers, sir. If there is some fake news that is there.
We are not talking of initial times. Tell us today.
So it should be done through the social media intermediaries itself, sir. If some fake news is there.
You mean the companies?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That is one way, sir. Second way,
but
sir.
People like Elon Musk now say that, well, they say this is free for everyone. No checks anyway.
So it's free for everyone, but still the fake news should be checked. Also, the people who are...
Is India as a country trying to do something about it?
So from cyber security point of view, we are doing a lot of things, sir, in the social media aspect as well, sir. But
what are we doing with respect to social media? Tell me.
Sir, we have the information technology rules that came in 2021, sir. That talks about regulating social media to a certain extent, sir. That I can recall at the moment.
And biased news, of course, falls in the same category.
Sir, I won't say biased news are fake news. They are.
I'm not. I'm also not
Yes,
saying.
sir.
See, I'm now saying. Now let's talk of biased news. Supreme Court observed something recently. Can you tell me what did it say?
Sir, can I take a moment?
Yeah, please, sure.
Sir, exact detail about Supreme Court, what is said, sir, I'm not able to recall right
Let's leave it that.
now. Okay, sir.
You just tell me major events in the world in 2022. 5 major events.
So one would be the Russia-Ukraine conflict that is going on, sir. Apart from that, sir, I would say the visit of Nancy Pelosi in Taiwan, that also led to a lot of upheaval, sir.
Will it be a world event?
Not an event, sir, but it stirred the world in a certain way, sir. A lot of news was made out of it, sir.
Then next.
Then, sir, the Taliban regime that is going on, it is also making a lot of news, especially on the
That's old news.
So on the censorship of women that they are doing in recent times, sir. Then the protest that is happening in Iran, sir, that is also a news. Apart from that, the continuing Sri Lanka crisis is also in news, sir.
What is continuing in Sri Lanka?
Sir, the economic crisis that is happening, sir.
Okay. Just my last question. Just tell me 3 acts passed by Parliament for empowerment of women.
So first would be Prevention of Child Marriages Act. Second would be, sir, Prevention of Sexual Harassment at Workplace. Third would be, sir, the 73rd and 74th Constitutional Amendment Act, sir, that provided for reservation of women in the PRIs, sir, local bodies.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Mr. Mayank,
Yes, sir.
IIT Kharagpur,
Yes.
BTech and then MTech.
Yes, sir.
And also you also worked for 1 year
Yes, sir.
in the same field
Not in the same field, sir.
Then
I
what?
worked in marketing department, sir,
of
of a US-based healthcare company, sir. It is called Innovator, sir.
okay.
Yes.
So why this shift to civil services?
Sir, it was this thought came to my mind in my 3rd year, sir, when I was working in the media body of that campus, sir. I was able to see and bring out multiple issues that were there in the campus and the administration, but our role was limited to taking the grievances to the administration, but the final work was done by the administration itself. Then I thought to myself that I should be on the other side and I should not just only see the problems but also try to solve them through my ideas, sir.
But what about your studies, BTech, MTech?
Sir, these studies will definitely help me in some way or the other, sir. No studies goes.
Of course,
in
everything
vain.
helps. All
Yes,
studies
sir.
help
Yes.
in whichever field you wish to work. But this is your core competency.
Yes, sir. I believe, sir, I would not have done much justice to it if I would have continued. I felt more inclined towards civil services in my college years.
Why not full justice?
Sir, since I was more inclined towards working in the civil services, sir.
Okay. What did you learn in this transportation engineering?
Sir, in transportation engineering, it basically deals with 2 aspects, sir. The roadways construction and second is, sir, the traffic management. These 2 things, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Traffic management.
Yes, sir.
Total chaos.
Yes, sir.
No rule of law.
To a
Lane
certain-
jumping, red light jumping, speeds, even with all these cameras, no visible impact. What would you suggest? Take Delhi.
Yes, sir. So many traffic violations happen. The main reason is, sir, the procurement of traffic license itself. The process is there is a lot of corruption that happens in the process, and not competent drivers are given the license. And that is why they are not aware that why they should wear a helmet, why they should not cross the traffic lights, and they are not even tested properly for their driving
Whose
skills.
responsibility is this?
So it's surely the responsibility of, there is 2-way responsibility, sir. Also the citizens, they should be more vigilant. And second, sir, the body itself, that is the RTO.
Which licenses in which city you are talking of is full of corruption, driving licenses?
Sir,
In Delhi, unless you pass a test, you can't get a license now.
sir, I can talk about Patna, sir. There is a lot of corruption there, sir.
Still it is going on.
Yes, sir, it is going
You don't have this kind of strict testing there?
Strict testing is not fully there, sir. I gave it through tests, but there are ways through which you can bypass this way, sir.
Oh, so computerized testing is also not a remedy.
So remedy I can suggest, sir, that whenever a written test is happening, since it is done in a room, it should be recorded in a CCTV.
No, he said something else. You didn't listen.
Yes, sir.
If computerized testing is also not delivering, then what should be done
So
in terms of issue of license?
So computerized testing, by that you mean that the test that
Well,
is
you have to
happening-
pass a test and then the driving license is given.
Okay, so I'm not aware of that process.
It's
how
happening
it
in
happens.
Delhi.
Okay, so I was not aware of this process.
Even in Delhi, in spite of that,
Yes, sir.
the traffic is a mess.
Yes, sir.
So you spoke about licensing. What else?
So apart from that, I think, sir, the traffic rules that came in 2019, sir, that was very strict. And after that, I saw, sir, there was a lot of awareness about they should be wearing seat belts and also the helmets. That is one thing, sir. Apart from that, sir, also on the traffic signals, there should be cameras that are already installed, sir. They should automatically deduct the penalties that are there.
How do you enforce lane driving?
So lane driving can be enforced through intelligent transportation system, sir.
How?
It can be enforced, sir, that whenever it is, there are sensors that are installed in the cars. Whenever you are crossing your lane, it will start beeping in your car. So it will tell the driver that you are crossing your lane, and it can act as a warning for the driver, sir. That can be one solution.
But if the driver is indisciplined, what can the sensor do?
So again, sir, it should be both ways, sir. There should be awareness created among the public as well, that they should not violate, because whatever technology we bring, there will be bypasses that public will create until unless they are aware enough.
So nothing solid. You don't have anything solid to suggest to us, having done this transportation engineering. Because all of this is being done or will be done, but this will not solve the matter.
So also I believe a public transportation system could be strengthened so that less traffic is there on the roads. That could be one way, sir. And different models can be adopted for it. So like Kochi has very good transportation model. Also Surat city, sir.
Okay, that's good enough. Now,
Thank you, sir.
you were talking about regulating social media
Yes.
with the chairman. Have you heard of the Digital India Bill? This is going to replace the IT Act of 2000.
Yes, sir, I have heard of it. I'm not able to recall the provisions at this moment.
It classifies social media. I'm telling you this. Now, and for each classification there is a regulation proposed.
So age-based classifications
Tell me your common sense. What kind of a class? How can social media be classified? In what categories?
So one thing can be parental control that can happen based on age-based classification, sir. If there is a person of certain age, they should not be shown certain kind of contents. One thing could be done for social media, sir, that whenever someone is posting a content, they should be very clear that...
No, you didn't understand the question.
Yes, sir.
The question was that the act, that the bill proposes to classify social media itself, intermediaries,
Yes, sir.
it seeks to classify intermediaries. Now, what are the kind of intermediaries that can be thought of?
So I have not read the bill, but if you allow me, sir, I can give my logical deduction, sir.
From common sense?
Yes, sir, from common sense, sir. I believe one way could be to classify is the number of users that social media has in the country. Second would, as I said, sir, age-based classification can happen, sir. Also, classifications can also happen from which field the user is coming from.
I think you need to go through the digital.
Sure, sir.
Then you will have better idea.
Yes, sir.
Now, tell me, my last question. Have you read the latest Oxfam report on inequality?
The recent one, sir, that talk about inequality?
It was reported only 2 days ago.
No, sir. 2 days ago, I have
You've not read about
no,
it?
sir.
Anyway, one of the suggestions in the Oxfam report, which they made in their earlier report also, was to tax the super rich, to reduce inequality. Earlier they suggested 1%, now they suggest 2%. Across the board tax on wealth generators. What do you think?
So in India, we are already taxing the rich as per their income.
This says 2% more in addition to whatever is being taxed.
Sir, if I can give my personal opinion, sir, I don't think only taxing the rich would help in tackling inequality. There is a lot of tax evasions even
No,
happening.
this is not a remedy that will solve the problem of inequality, but one such measure.
Yes, sir. Sir, I don't support this fully, sir. There are some positives, but overall, sir, I don't support it.
Why not?
Sir, because we can keep on taxing the rich, but the problem will still lie. Then it will deter the rich also to move their capital to some other country where there is less tax. So it won't solve the problem that we are set on to.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Mr. Mayank,
Yes, sir.
when you were interacting with our chairman,
Yes, sir.
he asked you to list 5 important events of the previous year, and you began rightly by mentioning Russia, Ukraine. The Russia-Ukraine war is the top of the list. Now, what were the causes of this war?
Sir, to begin with, one of the major cause is, sir, Russia's fear from the NATO, sir. The eastward expansion of NATO is one of the major
That was
reasons.
the major.
Yes,
What is NATO? How many members does it have?
So the total number of members I'm not able to
Who's
recall.
the Secretary General of NATO?
Sorry, sir, I will have to.
Where is it headquartered?
Sir, sir,
I
might
asked
be
you
wrong,
because
sir.
you mentioned this
Yes, sir.
as the starting point.
Yes, sir.
The second factor you listed was
Sir.
Nancy Pelosi's visit to Taiwan
Yes, sir.
and the larger consequences of that. Surely that was increasing tensions between China and the US.
Yes, sir.
Did it also increase tensions with Japan?
Sir, not direct tensions it will increase, but surely.
Has it not increased tensions?
Sir, I'm not very sure if.
You're not
directly-
sure. Because
Yes,
you
sir.
mentioned this.
Yes, sir.
Yes, it did. Because the Chinese carried out military exercises, naval exercises.
Yes,
Were you aware that at least 6 Chinese missiles landed in Japanese seas?
Okay, sir. I was not.
You're
aware
not
of it,
aware.
sir.
Now, the consequence of it has been Japan's efforts to militarize, increase spending on military. In this context, the Japanese Prime Minister visited the US last week and held talks with President Biden. Can you tell me what some of the outcomes of these talks were? Did you follow these talks or no? This was last week.
Sir, sorry, sir. I'm not able to recollect right now,
You
sir.
didn't recollect. Okay. Who is the Prime Minister of Japan?
Sorry, sir.
Okay. The third factor you listed was the Sri Lankan economic crisis. What were the causes of the Sri Lankan economic crisis?
One would be, sir, since Sri Lanka is largely dependent on tourism, the COVID reduced tourism there, sir.
Correct.
Second would be, sir, the introduction of organic farming that happened there that reduced their agricultural output. Apart from that, sir, also China played a role, sir, since it's trap diplomacy that we call. So that also played a role. These 3, sir, I can recall at the moment.
What is the extent of Sri Lanka's indebtedness to Japan in billions of dollars? What is that
To
foreign
Japan?
debt?
Or
Sorry, to China. To China. What is the present indebtedness?
The exact figure, I'm not sure.
And
sir.
what percentage of its foreign debt?
So I'm not sure of it.
All right, okay. Who was the president of Sri Lanka when the economic crisis took place?
Sorry, sir, I'm not able to recollect the name.
And who's the president now?
Sir.
Since you listed that,
Yes, sir.
I'm talking to you about the top 3 events that you listed.
Sir, I might be wrong. I don't want to guess, sir.
Okay. All right, now let's talk about your DAF. You have mentioned that you are fond of lyrics writing.
Yes, sir.
In which language?
Hindi, sir.
Can you recite 4 lines of what you have written from a lyric? 4 lines.
Yes, sir. Sure, sir. So I will just give a context why I wrote it, sir. It is based on when a son is going to join the army, the mother is sad because might happen something, and then it is based on the railway station that the son is going and he is singing it for her. So it's अब चलता हूँ मैं देर हो गई रेलगाड़ी मेरा इंतज़ार कर रही चंद ही घड़ियाँ अब है बची जी भर के तुझे मैं देख लूं सही, एक बात जो कहनी थी मुझको जाने से पहले तो बता दूं मैं तुझको, एक बात जो कहनी थी मुझको जाने से पहले तो बता दूं मैं तुझको, तेरा प्यार रहेगा सदा मेरे दिल में यहाँ, तू ही तू बसा, मेरी याद जो आएगी तो तू रोएगी जो, रहूँगा वहाँ ये वादा रहा.
Have you written any lyric on the civil services?
No sir,
You should.
surely I will try sir.
Have you thought of of lyric writing in the films as a career?
Not as a career sir,
All right.
surely not.
Now, you want to serve in Bihar as a civil servant.
Yes sir.
What are the reasons why Bihar's performance in the HDI indicators is so low? You know that Bihar ranks
Yes sir.
last
Yes.
among the states.
Yes, sir.
What are the HDI indicators?
So it rates a state or even a country on various parameters that includes education, health, income, all these factors.
These three are the economic. So why does Bihar rank so low?
Sir, if I talk about health sector, sir, the situation of health, especially in the primary healthcare, sir, is not very robust, I would say, sir, in Bihar.
I'm asking you the reasons. Why does it rank so low?
Sir, as compared to other states, sir, the health infrastructure is not very well built, sir, in Bihar.
Okay.
And second is, sir, even the education system, sir, in Bihar, many students go to other states to pursue better quality education, sir. In Bihar, it is not very proper, sir. And income, sir, is less because the reason I can say is lack of industrialization that is there in Bihar, sir. That has led to a lot of low industrialization in Bihar, sir. And the reason for behind it, sir, very high logistic cost Bihar has, sir. And that is because one way I can think, sir, the expressways, there is not a single expressway in Bihar yet. That is why, and out of other reasons, sir, that is why many companies are not.
What reasons?
Sir, like ease of doing business, sir, that can be one way why companies are not ready to invest in.
But why are these factors there in Bihar? Why is Bihar not making any headway? Next door UP is. There are lovely expressways,
Yes,
and there's a summit of investors being held. Why is Bihar not doing that?
Sir, one factor I can think, sir, is during elections that happens, caste politics still dominates rather than developmental politics. So that is one major reason why the politicians are still looking for, sir, vote banks based on caste, sir. So that can be one reason, sir. Apart from that, sir, corruption still prevails a lot, and there is a perception of Bihar as a lawless land, sir. That also is a perception because of which.
Was prohibition the correct policy for Bihar?
So it was well intentioned, but I don't support it fully. If I was at that place, I would not have.
It affects the resources of the state.
So in multiple avenues, it affects the
Thank
state,
you.
sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, Mr. Mayank.
Yes, sir.
Tell me what is essential for an evolution to take place?
So for evolution to take place, the major factor behind it, sir, there are, first of all, mutations will happen, sir. Once mutations happen, sir, over a period of time, they will accumulate and then natural selection will happen, sir, if it is suitable for that territory or that climate, sir. Based on this, evolutions keep on happening and species evolves.
And the other question which was asked to you, why our faces are different? Even the same parents, children are having different, look.
Yes, sir.
So that reason you didn't give properly. Can you attempt now? What is that?
So since half of the chromosomes comes from the maternal side and half from paternal side, so that can be one reason, sir. And also, sir, there is.
That is okay, but then at least children, they come from combination of both.
Yes, sir.
The children are also different. One child is different from other. Even sometimes twins are also different.
So during mitosis and meiosis, there is a thing called genetic recombination that happens. Even the chromosomes interact with each other.
What stage of cell division and in which cell division? Mitosis or meiosis?
Sir, in meiosis it happens, sir.
In meiosis where? Meiosis 1 or meiosis 2?
So in meiosis 1 it happens, sir.
And in meiosis 1 where?
Where, as in, sir, at
It is called what stage?
which stage, sir?
No, you have
I'm
reached,
not sure,
you
sir.
have reached quite near. Synapses.
Yes, sir.
Civil engineering.
Yes, sir.
Tell me some good techniques where we can make a building effective, very good building, eco-friendly building, at the same time should be stronger.
So for a building to be stronger, first of all, multiple things can be done. First of all, if it should be made earthquake resistant, sir. For that we can improve our foundations that is being made. Sand piling can be done, sir, to make it stronger.
What is that?
Sand piling, sir, in the foundation, sand blocks are put so that whenever shaking happens, sir, it absorbs those shaking, lateral shaking that happens, sir.
The sandbags are put.
Sandbags, sir, and also sometimes rubber also is put, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir. That is one way, sir.
On the side of the foundation?
Sir, I will have to look into it, sir. I believe it is on the south side of the foundation.
Okay, what else?
Sir, apart from that, RCC reinforced concrete should be used. Also in the walls, it can be used to make it further stronger, sir. Then to make it a green building, sir, rainwater harvesting can be taken up, sir, in buildings, sir. Also, the walls can, sir, there is also a concept where biomimicry is being done on some of the concrete that is being put. And I will have to look into the methods that are exactly being
What
done,
is the
sir. Biomimicry, sir. That how in natural environment we see various buildings that are made by insects that are very optimal.
Okay.
Through that, buildings are also being designed, sir. These things I can think right now, sir.
Many organisms, they make their house underground.
Yes, sir.
So do you suggest that we should make underground houses?
So we are already making underground houses.
Only
especially-
basement, that is
Yes,
also
sir,
not
basement.
fully underground. That is
Yes, sir.
partly up.
That can be done, but sir, considering floods and rainfall that happens, and also urban flooding, I would not suggest it at this moment, sir.
Okay. I think your father works in the immunization department.
Yes, sir.
So what is natural immunity? Where from it comes in our body?
Sir, it comes from WBC, white blood cells. We have T cells, then we also have beta cells.
That is okay, but human beings, like COVID was there, and some people got vaccinated, others did not. But everybody didn't die who did not go for vaccination. So what was the reason actually? Those cells are in everybody. Those who died also, they had T cells, beta and all those.
Sir, it also depends on whether earlier similar kind of infections a person was subjected to. If
No,
that would
similar was not there. COVID came first time in India.
So apart from that, also the food habits play a role in the concentration of WBC that you have.
But you told genetics plays a role.
Sir,
Beta and all will not change with the food.
So I believe genetics, anything in the body is not 100% genetic. Also environment plays a key role.
Okay, I'll just give a hint.
Yes, sir.
Whether cheetah is likely to be extinct before human beings, or human beings are likely to be extinct earlier.
Sorry.
Reason for that.
So if not protected, I believe cheetah can be extinct before.
Not
human.
protected. Even if it is protected,
So I believe
it has
cheetahs-
more chances of getting extinct than human being. Why? Or any other animal. Let us say elephant or others.
So I believe we have adaptations to different environmental conditions which other animals
Okay,
don't
okay.
have.
Then what is biodiversity? Can you define it?
So the variations in flora and fauna that exist in a region is called biodiversity, sir.
Variation on what level?
So especially in the species level, sir.
Okay, last question. Can you give your opinion on the Indian economy likely to be in 2024? You can have a comparison with 23 also, if you like.
So I think currently we are in the recovering phase. By 2024, so
No, see, talk in indicators. Inflation is likely to be low or high. GDP is likely to be low or high. Exports likely to be low or high. This kind of things.
So if I talk about first exports, sir, it will definitely increase since we are working towards fruit processing and
Okay,
also
okay. Oh,
value
that's
additions.
okay. Next.
Inflation, sir, I cannot comment right now, sir, because it keeps on fluctuating on and depends on
Okay.
various international factors as well, sir.
Okay.
The GDP growth, I think, sir, since our export will increase and also employment generation will be there, sir. So I believe it will tend to improve. Sir.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, Mr. Mayank. Our
you, sir.
discussion with you is over. Kindly wait outside for a few minutes. We'll call you for a feedback.
Thank you so much, sir.